Welcome everybody out to podcast number 312. Are you using enough buzzwords and phrases? If not, we'll fix that today and get you hooked. Stay with us.
This is the Elevate Construction Podcast, delivering remarkable content for workers, leaders, and companies in construction wanting to take their next step. Get ready to step out of your comfort zone with Jason Schroeder as he encourages you to do better, live a remarkable life, and expect more. Let's go.
Welcome everybody. I'm out here in Phoenix, Arizona. My family is in Cali. Reno and I flew out here this morning through Ontario Airport, which was built by Hensel Phelps, I might add. I always look through there and think about some of the stories the general superintendents used to tell me. Anyway, we flew out of Ontario Airport into Phoenix, and we worked with Field Verified, Brian Melcher's team, to put on, and we supported them. They put it on, but a really, and I use this word intentionally, remarkable building envelope or building enclosure construction management training. And it was great. Yeah, it was just really great. They had, well, no, I'll get away some of the secrets. They had, hey, Reno, can you hear me? What was the stuff, the smoke they blew here this morning? What's that called? Was it just a smoke machine or was it dry ice? Well, it was either a smoke machine or dry ice. They had laser lights, like a football, what do they call that? NFL, like intro video, not video, but soundbite. We had music. They had buzzers, games, presentations. Oh man, it was out of this world. And so we had a great time. So we're sitting at the Field Verified office right now. We're about to catch a plane back at 9:50. So we'll get home at midnight. It's a long day, but just got done recording some videos for some of the clients that I work with, and we're going to do this little podcast. So we're going to talk today. Oh, anyway, that's where I am. I have people tell me that they love to know where I am around the country. I don't know if that's everybody, but I appreciate you being patient with me. So a couple fun, so we're going to talk today about buzz phrases and buzzwords. Some of the phrases that I use a lot in lean construction and in construction, and get you hooked and explain some of them in case I've been saying them and leaving people in the dark. But first I want to say thank you to everybody who's helped me sign up the next class for Super Boot Camp and the tax certification trainings. We're getting those classes filled up. If you have a desire to go, please reach out to me before we close those classes down. Can you afford to not go? That's my question. I mean, everywhere I go and we need to recover a project, we do it with tax planning. And whenever we get onto a project that is needing to head in a better direction, we train superintendents. So why not do that now before your next big project or event or challenge? I mean, you're going to want to come. It's really good stuff. So what am I excited about in life? I'm excited about social media channels and scaling up information. I tell you, I've been working with Rachel, somebody who works with us now, on improving the podcast, the YouTube channel, and every other social media platform that we use to scale information. And it's funny how the algorithms work. If you're ever going to start a business, there's two things I would tell you, and these are controversial, so I'm going to make you mad. I would have started, if I knew what I knew now, I would have started a whole life insurance policy that I could borrow against for starting up the business. And I would have made a dedicated focus on learning social media like 10 years ago. Social media is so amazing. There's so many great things about it. Yeah, it can be used for evil, but there's so many great things about it. So that's what I'm excited about in life, and the opportunity to scale some of these things even farther. Let's talk about some fans here. Jason, I've recently read your book, Elevating Construction Superintendents, and found it very insightful. In addition, I have started your podcast. They certainly make my commute go faster and are filled with great info. That said, I have a question related to the important tool of worker huddles. We tend to have a language barrier when it comes to communicating with our workers, as many workers speak Spanish only, and many of my supers speak only English. I was wondering if you had any ideas on how to overcome this in the worker huddle. Have I covered this before? I don't think so. Any advice would be appreciated. Many thanks. And my advice would be to get it translated. At the research laboratory, we had Waldemar Aldeves, who would translate it from English into Spanish, and we would just take the time. It works, takes longer, but take the time. We need to respect all of our Spanish-speaking folks. Now, there was one time when it didn't work. I remember, you don't know his name, so I don't mind telling you his nickname, but Pancho, he would translate for me at the beginning, and I would say something like, hey, we really need to clean up our areas because we respect other trades. And in Spanish, he would say, hey, you a-holes need to clean up your effing mess because you're being dirty and you're like pigs. The boss said so. And then I'd be like, and I didn't know what he was saying, but in English, I would be like, and we keep these bathrooms nice for you. Please make sure there's no graffiti. We want you to feel respected and loved on the site. And he was like, hey, you cuss word, you take care of the bathrooms or you're a bunch of pigs or whatever. Anyway, so he was translating it wrong. And one day somebody came up and said, well, you're saying in English, he's not saying in Spanish, so you might want to have a talk with him. I was like, whoa now. Whoa. We need to get that fixed because my message is very specific. That's when Valdemar came and started translating it exactly word for word. And man, did we get buy-in from everybody. It was fantastic. So why did I start saying that? Oh, no, wait a minute. Oh yeah, that was in direct response to the question. Okay, so I appreciate the person that sent this in to me, and I think it's really neat that I was able to add a little value there. So here's some conflict. Somebody said I use too many buzzwords and phrases, and I'm telling you, you don't use enough. You all sound like professors out there using all this technical jargon, and you and I need to use words that are more popular, more commonly used, and that people can connect with, right? Everybody understands either one, but people can connect with. Let me tell you a little story. When we were at the research laboratory, we started the basement. I know everybody's tired of hearing about that job. I get it, but we started, and the people just weren't clean right out of the box a couple weeks into it. We wanted them to be clean. The people in the hole doing the excavation specifically, we wanted them to be clean and work at a steady pace. So I had read in Patrick Lencioni's books about a thematic goal, a war cry. And I thought, hey, why don't we make a war cry for our job? And so I started thinking about things. And there was a saying that we came up with that said cleanliness and steadiness or something. It was some long phrase, but we shortened it to clean and steady. And then in Spanish, limpio y constante. And we were, everywhere we went, in our huddles, when we were walking around, we were like clean and steady, clean and steady. And they knew that was the rally cry. It was simple. There was a buzz phrase. People knew it. It was focused. It recentered everybody. It worked. It was great. And I, ever since that time, have really looked for little sound bites of information that people would understand. So here, let me give you a couple and have some fun with this today, tonight, tomorrow morning, whenever you listen to it, and see if you like it. So here are some of my fan favorites. And then if Reno's not on his computer, I'll see if he can throw in a joke over here. So one or two. Hey, Reno.
What's up?
Reno, I need you to cut whenever you feel like it. Just come interrupt me and give me like 2 or 3 of your best jokes. You had me like rolling the other day. I've only got like 10 more minutes on this podcast. I want your best. So you'll have to walk over and give me your best jokes whenever you feel like it's the time. But
Dad jokes?
not dad jokes, like good jokes. Not like the ones that I would say. Like the other day you said, I was born at a very young age. What was it? Anyway.
Stolen me.
Okay, whatever. I just want you to come over here and lace this with some joke game in the next 7 minutes when it feels right. Don't rush it, just when it feels right. Okay, so here's my first one. Scheduling is the visualization of time and space. And I love that one. Visualization of time and space. And this really ties into tact planning and proper scheduling techniques. If we're not visualizing where something will take place, when it takes place, we're at a disadvantage. So I love the concept that scheduling and superintendents and visual systems should focus on the visualization of time and space. The other one is give first. I got this phrase when playing Silent Squares. I was in an IPD kickoff that DPR was doing, and they did a great job with it. And Well, after playing silent squares, you learn that people take, then they take, give, then they give, take. And it's only until people start giving first in their roles that people start to figure things out. Well, by the way, there's a train going by the office here. If you hear some background noise, that's what it is. Anyway, in case you haven't noticed, ooh, that feels like an earthquake. In case you haven't noticed, I'm going for quantity over quality on podcast. The audio is not great. The content's great, I must say. But anyway, give first. That's a really neat thing that I've constantly reminded myself about, teams, others, and coaching programs. Give first. It's the only way to do it because that's the only time when we really figure out the puzzle of life and at work and with contracts and on the project side. So give first is one that I say a lot. Here's one that's super important. Blame process, not people. Now, I learned this from the Lean Core Lean training, which I highly recommend. And they had talked about, process, not people. And they have a book called People. I can't remember what the subtitle is, but the book is called People, and it's about lean. And I really like it. Whoa, that's a loud train. But anyway, I really like it. And when we get to a point where teams are starting to collaborate or they're solving problems, they really won't do it very well in an open and collaborative environment until they understand the concept of blame process, not people. Meaning, you're not blaming me, something's wrong in the system or the process, and we're just talking about it together as a team and we're looking at the problem. Blame process, not people. The other one is find the win-win. I learned this from Stephen Covey in his book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And it really does play out because when we talk about winning, you can win a lot without giving first, where it's a selfish win. And I love the refocusing that happens when we say win-win, and it forces us to focus and dig just a little bit deeper. Here's another one. All problems belong to the team. Really, no individual person should be focused alone on problems and bear the burden of problems alone. We bear the burden of problems together. All problems belong to the team. This has been a game changer in teaming, in transparency, in open communication, and in building trust within the team, quite frankly, is that all problems belong to the team. Don't hide anything. The other one I stole from I actually stole this from Weston Woolsey, but he started using it after we went on a tour with the folks that wrote Own the Gap. And they are lean consultants. And they talked about you need to know what winning looks like daily, whether it's concrete production numbers or schedule numbers or commitments or whatever it is. We have to be able to daily see what winning looks like and be able to achieve those goals, or if there's a gap, be able to close that gap and really, just go win. What does winning look like daily? Here's another one. We decide as a team. There's so many times when processes and systems are decided by one single person on a site, and it's just not the way to do it. We should discuss these things when appropriate, or at least with a couple of other people, and decide as a group and let everybody weigh in and buy in. All right, let's keep going. Bring all problems to the surface. I love this one. Every project has problems. Every team has problems. Every marriage has problems. Every church has problems. Every business has problems. We need to bring problems to the surface and deal with them. Only out in the light of day can things be dealt with. And this next one ties right into it. Widen your circle. When you have a problem, ask somebody. Widen your circle of influence. Ask more people and get those problems out in the open, and you leverage the team to really work in that direction. Okay, here's a longer one. The project succeeds when it's under budget, on time, safely, with good quality, where the team is in good health and people meet their individual career goals, and the owner is a raving fan. I like that because that is the only true measurement of success. When people say, hey, I finished my projects on time, well, okay, how was your budget? How was your safety? How was your quality? How was the team? How were the career goals? And how did the owner feel about it? I really like that one. The other one is create flow. Workflow, trade flow, and logistical flow. I want everybody to know that if the whole lean house was burning down and I had to take one word with me to describe lean, I would use the word flow. And so create flow. Everywhere you go, create flow. Remove bottlenecks. Create workflow, create trade flow, create logistical flow. It's fantastic. Always prioritize flow efficiency over resource efficiency. Now, this is mainly in manufacturing. A lot of times in construction, we accidentally do 80% resource efficiency and like 60% flow efficiency because we're one process flow instead of one piece flow. But I really like that focus on the difference between flow efficiency and resource efficiency. Limit work in progress. I like this one. We should know that the more work that's in process or progress, the more capacity is utilized on the team level, and the more waste we have, and the more burden is on every individual resource in the system. Focus on one process flow and one piece flow. I love the buzz phrase or words, one process flow or one piece flow. It gets us out of the world of batching and into a quicker and more respectable and respectful scheduling system. Here's one of my favorites. See as a group, know as a group, and act as a group. That really centers it for me. Our scheduling systems, our plans, our communication, our changes, everything done to a point where we can see it together, know it together, and act together with total participation. I love that one. Here's another one, and I got this from Great Childs. We're at war with waste and variation. So this concept is great. Somebody once said variation isn't the enemy, and I'm like, whoa, ho, 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 who are you? Absolutely, variation is the enemy. Sometimes it's inevitable. Sometimes owners want us to deal with variation. In fact, systems like Scrum encourage variation or the ability to be adaptable and nimble and be agile and adapt to that variation, which I like. It's a great scheduling system. But for long supply chains, variation and waste are the enemy for the most part, and we should be good enough to know how to deal with inevitable variation. Here's one of my favorite sayings of all time. Cleanliness, organization, and the right sizing of crews and material inventory are a project's best indicator of health and stability. If we're clean, organized, and we have the right size of crews and material, our project has a chance to do well. And it's healthy and it's probably stable. Here's one of my favorites as well. Plan it first, build it right, and finish as you go. Every system, every quality process, every scope, plan it first, build it right, and finish as you go. If you can do those three things, you can win. I've already talked to you about clean and steady. The other one is quality at the source. Fix it now. Everybody on the project site should know we do quality at the source. If it's not right, we rip it out, and we do not pass defects down the line. Here's another one. Flow where you can, pull when you can't, and don't push. So we want flow. When we can't have flow, we pull contractors behind us when we get done at the rate of the preceding activity, and we never start pushing contractors on top of each other. There are some environments where pull and push are a reality, but in construction, I have yet to understand where that is. The other one I like is we strive for perfection. It's a really nice target. When we strive for perfection, things get really easy. Three more. Everything thrives in transparency and accountability. That one's self-explanatory. Prefabricate everything you can. That's a buzz phrase, but we got to do it. We have to head there. If we do, we're going to go so much faster in construction. And then here's the last one. The ultimate end of everything we do is to optimize the worker at the place of work. That'll center us in all of our systems and get us focused on the right things. So let me ask you a question while you're driving. What's your buzz phrase? What's your rally cry? What does your project need right now? Our current condition is, we have to get communication to people where they can connect with it. And a lot of people don't. So the challenge is use words that stick, use moments that stick, use phrases that stick, use concepts that stick. So what phrase, what rally cry, what thing will you start to repeat over and over on your project site tomorrow to rally everybody to greater success? On we go. Hey, I just closed out this podcast and realized you didn't come over and give me your best jokes. I literally am almost done producing the file. What was the one you told me the other day that was like super funny?
Oh, I have a bunch of. Oh gosh, they're like dad jokes and puns and stuff. But
Go ahead.
one that I think the cow ones are funny.
Oh, go ahead. Tell me that again.
What do you call a cow with two legs?
I don't know. What do you call it?
Lean beef. What do you call a cow with no legs?
What do you call it?
Ground beef.
I love it.
What do you call a dog with no legs?
I don't know.
Doesn't matter. He still won't come.
That doesn't make me laugh.
There's one more that I can't remember. Oh, what do you call a bear with no teeth?
What?
A gummy bear.
Okay, I think.
These are so stupid.
Yeah, I know. I think you got out of my
That's
space.
funny.
No, I appreciate it. That made my day. Thanks, Reno. We're out. On we go. Bye.
Please join us next time in elevating the entire construction experience for workers, leaders, and companies coast to coast. If you're enjoying the show, please feel free to share with your construction colleagues and help us spread the word by rating, subscribing, and leaving a review on your preferred podcast listening platform. We really appreciate it. We'll catch you next time on the Elevate Construction Podcast.